Okay, this is Mr. McCarthy. I am back. And this is what should be on your desktop right now, HTML portfolio. What I would like you to do is to rename it just like I've renamed mine here, McCarthy Portfolio. And you see that the word portfolio breaks to the next line. That's fine. We just want to make sure there's no spaces in between any words. And so that's why I put that underscore between these two words. So with that underscore, we have all these characters are together as if it were one word. And that's what I'd like you to do. So if you would please rename that. As you do that, I'm going to throw away my own folder because I have already renamed mine. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take you on a tour of the contents of my McCarthy portfolio. Okay. And as you can see, we have two files and an images folder. And inside the images folder, there are two images. Okay. Those are images that we are going to manipulate and change. So this is what the your website currently looks like. So let me make that big, and I'm just gonna show you what you got here. Okay, as you can see, there's a replace on top. This is an actual image, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. I have some links that don't work across the top, and as you can see, they're named after states in the Union. Okay, so I'm not going to click through them all. And then I have some links on the side here. Let's see if Google works. Google is not working, and when I check my links up here, I can see that I did not actually link it to Google. What I simply did is, see, it looks like I've lost my original file, so I'm not going to let that get to me. So what I'm going to do instead, I'll come back here, put this on, there it is. Okay, so this is what I'd like you to do. We're going to put this down here. Keep the website up here. Shrink it a little so we get everything in there. Most of it anyways. And I'm going to go ahead and open up my portfolio with TextEdit. Okay, so we've got some stuff here. And I don't want you to be intimidated by this. There's a lot of stuff, but I'm going to take you through it right now. Okay? I'll let you know that when we first got started, our first tag was always HTML. And as you can see, there is a tag above that. This tag, because it starts with an exclamation point, this is simply a note. And as you can see, it's a note that categorizes the type of website we're using. For our intensive purposes, we don't need it. So what I would like you to do first, we're just going to take that right off. Okay. If I go ahead and save it, and then check my website, nothing much changes there. Okay. So we're back here. One of the things I have done though, and even though my numbers are incorrect, and that's because I removed some lines here. Here's exclamation point 5, and that simply stands for line 5. So this is 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I just deleted that first line. And what we're going to do is we're just going to use these when we talk about where to find things within our HTML document. I might say, go ahead and look at line 13. And you can just scan to find line 10, 11, 12, and you know that I'm talking about this line here. If I didn't have these every 5 spaces, it would be hard for me to get you guys to look at a specific line. So keep in mind that these, anything starting with an exclamation point, does not affect the actual website at all, but is simply, for our purposes, a marker, a spot for us to use for reference within this HTML document. Okay? So let's do this. I'm just going to do a quick overview. So here's our title right now, Joseph Gregori High School. That's showing up right here on my tab. I have a link up here, and my link is within my head. Okay? So to date, our heads have only been used to produce a title, and then in this case, we've got an actual link, okay? This link is to this file, and this is a CSS file. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet, and what a CSS file does is it allows us to apply fonts and border styles to HTML documents. I'll talk a little bit more about this next week, but I just want to show you how it works, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the link, and you can see the link is Style Sheet CSS. I'm going to go up here. Here's my link, Style Sheet CSS, and I'm just going to take off the T at the end of Style Sheet. This means that the link is going to be broken because the word's not spelled correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and now I'm going to replace. Okay. And so what you notice here is we lost the color here, and what's happened here is we're going back to standard color. And as you can see, the links get lost with that blue background. Same goes here. These links have been used once before. That's why they're purple. But again, they get lost in that background. What Style Sheet allows us to do is to, to do this. Let me just put that back in. There is my Style Sheet. I'm going to save it. And when I refresh, you'll see that we can, the Style Sheet's controlling color and font style as well. Okay. For now, that's enough. You don't need to work with this at all. You can just leave it the way that it is. We will be working with it in the future, but for now, there it is. Body background color. So body BG color equals 6 F's in a row is white. So here's my white background. And then what happens here is I start a new table. And what I want to demonstrate here is that there are tables within tables in this file. So notice I start a new table, it's an open tag, and then suddenly on this particular line, that's line 16, another table is started. Okay, I haven't ended the first one, I've simply placed another table within that table. So I'm going to go, here's the table within the table. It starts and it stops here. And when I look inside of it, I see this. Image source equals images replace. That's this. And so notice that instead of just saying image source equals replace, it's saying from this file here, image source, look inside the images folder. That's why this is here. It says look inside images for a file called replace. And here it is. Okay? This is the source here. All right. So if I were simply to take images off, I'll do that briefly. Command S, you'll see that that image will go away. Doesn't work. This is a broken image icon. All right. So let's go ahead and put that back. I'm going to go Command S, and we're going to put it back. Okay. There we go. So that's the replace. As we come down here, I want you to notice this. This whole series of blocks that follows 30 should be some things that you notice. This is home. This is Nevada, and we stack them. Let's see how we stack them. There we go. Home, Nevada, Ohio, Florida, Texas, Oregon, Maine, Arizona. Okay. Home, Nevada, Ohio, Florida, Texas, Oregon, Maine, Arizona. Okay, so that should be clear to you that each of these lines represents, and you can see it, it's a TD within a table. This affects the entire home tag right here. Okay, we see the name home. We've got some extra stuff here. Class equals nav1 active, target equals self. You can ignore those, don't change them. And then here, we have href equals portfolio.html. Okay, now that's going to need to be changed because this is my home button, and when this gets hit, we want to come back to this file. Okay, for me, my file name right now is portfolio.html. This says underscore portfolio.html. So I am going to take off that underscore. Actually, no. We're going to do this. Oh, there's somebody at the door. I'm going to end this video right now. I'll be back in just a moment. This is Mr. McCarthy signing.